beaming into your mind like a ray of cosmic revelation, smashing through the mainstream like a comet of prophecy. Lords and ladies, welcome to my show. And you are listening to Planet Vrilock, your podcast for everything super, psionics, and magic tech. Tonight's podcast, Psionics, Endarkenment. Darkness is a key component to the revealing of sound physics. Yes, though in our time thus far, trek through the ages of man, have we only marveled at the spectacle revelations of light. In summary, and by this I do not imply by any means my conclusion here, the cultivation of Endarkenment remains to be fulfilled by thinkers of the future. I shall now touch base on this realization tonight on Planet Vrilock, Psionic Magic Tech Podcast. So without further ado, let us begin. Well, in the beginning there was darkness, and darkness was all, or so it is said. Then came the big O bang, and you bought it for $1. Well, that's a very linear perception of the cosmic all, and rather limited imagination, I must say. And whatever else is beyond the space-time continuum eludes the greater majority of us if we buy into this, even if it is for $1. And I don't think it is, because, hey, boys and girls, those textbooks are quite expensive, are they not? It's not like back in the 1960s where education was free and perhaps you only had to buy your books. Well, things are different now, aren't they? But I digress. For now, let us forget about the religions of the world and instead set our focus on the hitherto so far conquest of science over God and the natural universe. Well, figuratively speaking, they think so, Mr. Science says. Like Dr. Frankenstein. A triumph over God. Yes, science has delved into the mysterious in a rather limited imagination. The dazzlement of light and electromagnetism has captivated the minds of the general public and its institutional controllers for an age since the sinking of Atlantis. Yet, the true totality of all that is mysteriously supernatural has been swept under the antiquarian rug of the would-be occultist and inscribed in little red books of the reclusive esoterian, shunned from the eyes of the contemporary scholar. Yes, that man with the big bar-framed eyeglasses and trim Caesar cut. Where our minds come into play here is the ultimate gift of the gods. Well, not truly the gods. Rather, I would make the suggestion that our talents are granted us through the lenses of experiences and upon layers of existences. Yes. These ultimate and indeed primitive fundamentals stem from the essence of the primordial darkness, upon which we have built our foundation of light and structure by hints given us from the darkest mind in the cosmos, passed on to our senses through the perception of geometry, the illusion of space-time continuum, the linear perception of the layman, sculpted and herded by the controllers of society. Ladies and gentlemen, break those bonds of limitations. And nothing up this sleeve here, nothing up this sleeve. Now come with me into the magical world. Let Herr Doktor von Vrilock take you on a new embarkment into the journey of a lifetime, perhaps several lifetimes, depending upon what you believe What remains to be seen, or rather I should say experienced, is the ultimate inward trek back into the deepest unfathomable depths of the primordial soul. Nothing to be afraid of. It's quite natural. Yes, every cat's afraid of its shadow. Hereupon the anchoring in this well of solitude does one perceive all of the possibilities as a mere glimpse, a dream, a spark of the primitive's fire erupting from the pit of the ultimate intelligence in the entire spectrum of realms, universes, and indeed alternate realities. Did I say alternative realities, or, oh, well, you know what I mean. I would ask my friends and listeners now, seriously, to meditate on the concept I call primordius. And this is simply the name that I've coined it for the most ancient of ancients, the ultimate possible mind from which we are ever its captives, in a good way, rather likened to our minds being like spokes on a wheel, and primordius at its center core, at least insofar as our substance of existence goes. Beyond this, there may indeed be a place or a state of existence, as Buddha had envisioned the ultimate state of non-existence he called nirvana, but I rather doubt this is clearly the reality which one can achieve. Rather, I aim to navigate through the primordial power structure and breathe the life it has given me and share with all other life and minds in the universe as a great ocean of infinite possibility that men of ignorance refer to fearfully as darkness, devoid of light. In the rise of Endarkenment, the Psionicus experiences the stripping away of all other care and the isolated freedom from the laws and oppression of men and other beings of the invisible world. Quite intrusive, some of these vampires are. Primordius, our champion, is our great refuge from these other abstracts, which have given too much energy to, or we have given too much energy to, and have fed with our blood, sweat, labor, taxes, and yes, even our souls swim like orbs of ice in the chalice of the worshipped gods and goddesses and various other dogmas. But what if a man or woman could free himself or herself from the tyranny of mighty Tyr, the tyrant sky god, from the possessive and jealous god of Moses, free from the demons of Baal? Could the face, the ultimate image of Abrasax, be the portal door of which lies behind it the nameless and faceless infinity that some men say is nightmare and other men call home? Only the gods know. It is to be contemplated independently, because this is not a debate, merely the roadmap to yet another possible adventure upon which my friends and students may embark to study the powers and secrets kept from us by the book-burning children of the light, children of the state, and the hordes of the global dogmatic tyrants. Be ye released from this roller coaster ride going nowhere fast. Yes, else we be led into stupidity exponentially. Blind following. Knit. What I propose to you now is to join my club, wherein I can disclose more with you and speak with you to help you make the most of the many secrets of the psionic arts and the true inner willful mind. This isn't just about the moment. It isn't just about your lifetime. It's about infinity, forever. You continue after death. Else as it is, my podcast is, of course, going to cover some other areas related to the modern and contemporary issues such as digital transition and the New World Order, and how your psionics is necessary to live a good life. But if you want the insider scoop, the secrets, please make my efforts worth your while, worth my while, and join me in the club at vrilock.club, and we will keep the magic very high thereof. Well, I'd love to stay and chat all night, but we do have a world to make better, and I'm on it. So are my club members, working hard, studying, practicing, experiencing. So this concludes tonight's gathering of merriment on Planet Vrilock and at Podbean and iTunes. Make sure you get my daily briefings on Telegram. Click the link in the Podbean description with the label briefings, and with that, enjoy the remainder of your evening, and don't be afraid to look into the darkness with wonder and joy, optimistic joy, for these are light and dark, the contraptions and mechanisms of the universe which truly belong to you. Thank you for joining me tonight on Planet Vrilock Psionics podcast. Until next time, as always, keep the magic high. This is Herr Doktor von Vrilock, signing out.